In this episode of We Are Wanderful, we'll bring you all the way back to November 2010 in Egypt's capital city of Cairo. Sometime in late November 2010, Bong and Marie, together with Tatay and Nanay Linda, and Sans the kiddos, arrived in Cairo. It was the first stop in their Holy Land pilgrimage tour, which brought them to various biblical sites in Egypt, Israel, and Jordan. Cairo is the capital of Egypt and the largest city in the Arab world. Its metropolitan area, known as Greater Cairo Area, has a population of over 20 million and is the largest in Africa, the Arab world, and the Middle East, and the 15th largest in the world. Greater Cairo consists of all cities in the Cairo Governorate as well as Giza, 6th of October, Sheikh Zayed City in the Giza Governorate, and Shebra El Kima and Dabar in the Kalaubia Governorate. Islam is the dominant religion in Egypt, with an estimated 90% of the population. More than 90% of Egypt consists of desert areas. Part of Greater Cairo, particularly Giza and the cities west of the Nile, encroach into the Sahara. As such, Cairo's climate is a hot desert climate. The Christians in Egypt are a significant 12 to 18% of the mainly Muslim population. However, only a very small percentage of the Christian population is Catholic. The majority are Coptic Christians. Nevertheless, various Catholic orders are present, mostly in Cairo, to serve the small but thriving Catholic population. Most Egyptian Christians belong to the Coptic Orthodox Church of Alexandria, an Oriental Orthodox Christian church based in Egypt, Africa and the Middle East. The head of the church carries the title of Coptic Pope, who presides from St. Mark's Coptic Orthodox Cathedral in the Abbasiyah district in Cairo. With 18 to 22 million members worldwide, whereof about 15 to 20 million are in Egypt, it is the country's largest Christian church. Cairo is a place of physical and economic contrasts. Along the well-irrigated shoreline, lush vegetation shares the landscape with tall skyscrapers. Elsewhere, however, the desert colors of brown and ochre are the dominant hues of land and buildings. The three oldest areas constitute densely populated poorer neighborhoods known as old quarters that virtually surround the relatively westernized downtown core. The Nile River is a constant throughout Egypt's long history dating back to the ancient times. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote that Egypt was the gift of the Nile, an unending source of sustenance. It played a crucial role in the development of Egyptian civilization. In present-day Egypt, more than 95% of the country's population lives on the banks of the Nile, despite the fact the area makes up only 5% of Egypt's land mass. The Museum of Egyptian Antiquities, known commonly as the Egyptian Museum or Museum of Cairo, is home to an extensive collection of ancient Egyptian antiquities. The museum has 120,000 items, with a representative amount on display, the remainder in storerooms. Please note that because of the museum's prohibition on the use of photographic and video cameras at the time, all but 2 of the photos of the Egyptian Museum featured in this video are borrowed from various online sources. The copyright to these photos, if any, belong to their respective owners. As the biggest metropolitan center in Egypt and in the whole Arab world, Cairo is thriving as a center of commerce. This is evident by its many marketplaces, both traditional and modern. At night, several night markets cater to both tourists and locals. These night markets are also often lined by cafes and restaurants. A visit to Cairo is almost always synonymous to a visit to the Great Pyramids of Egypt. Located in the Giza Pyramid complex bordering present-day Giza in Greater Cairo, the Great Pyramids are the oldest of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and the only ones to remain largely intact. Another popular tourist attraction and activity in Cairo is a dinner cruise along the Great Nile River. Aside from the Arabian entertainment provided to guests over dinner, the cruise offers a spectacular view of Greater Cairo at night. Where is the Greater Cairo Area? Cairo is located at the Great Nile River Delta in northern Egypt, known as Lower Egypt, 165 kilometers south of the Mediterranean Sea and 120 kilometers west of the Gulf of Suez and Suez Canal. Cairo is one of the main cities in the Greater Cairo Area, which consists of all cities in the Cairo Governorate as well as Giza, 6th of October, Sheikh Zayed City in the Giza Governorate, and Shubra el-Khima and Dabar in the Calaubia Governorate. Interested in and planning to visit Cairo? Check out the description below for some information that you may find useful. Thank you for watching another episode of We Are Wonderful. Follow and like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to this channel and get the latest updates on the Wonderful's family travels and adventures. This has been Wanda, your virtual tour guide here at We Are Wonderful.